I am Fabio Pezzutto. I am an architect. I work for SMC, the Italian Platinum partner. Today we are going to talk about our experience of a new Liferay 7 Liferay DXP project. It's not a migration project, but a completely new project. Well, starting to talk about the customer is Bank of Italy, the Italian central bank. In Europe, we have two main IT central banks. The first one is the Bundesbank here in Germany. The other one is in Italy, the Bank of Italy. So this is the reason, because this is a very important customer. Bank of Italy is not a new Liferay customer. They already are using Liferay 6.2 for their internal intranet. And a funny thing about this customer, and a very nice thing, is that they very care about the user experience. And this is what we learn implementing the intranet solutions. They are very take care about how. Oh, it should be a video. Okay. How the behavior of the application, how to provide the better experience for the end users. And we are very proud to implement the solution. But today we are talking a new project. This new project is implementation of the European Directive about arbitrary dispute resolution. There was two main targets for this project. The first one is to protect the citizen about issue with banks, and provide also a new feature for open a new procedure with the banks. The project started during the last spring. We started with a proof of concept using Liferay beta version. We started with Liferay beta 7, so you can figure out we have some troubles in the first part of the project. The number of the project are those: 300,000 of dossiers every year, 150,000 citizens every year, about 4,000 banks. So the performance and the user experience was extremely important. About the project is split in two phases. The first phase, we are going to integrate with the current SharePoint back office implementation. And in the second phase, we are going to throw away the SharePoint implementation and rebuild all the back office application using Liferay DXP. This is the plan of the project. In this moment, we have almost completed the phase one. So, why the customer have choose Liferay DXP? Well, Liferay DXP give us a very nice next portal generation. It provide a lot of feature out of box, like SAML support. It is very important for us, because all the Italian public administration have to implement the single sign-on by SAML. And another important thing is the embedded workflow, and the fact that I can integrate my portal with an external workflow. You can figure out for a very big application with a very long procedure, we need an BPM solution. Another thing, because the customer have choose DXP, is the modularity. And we are going to talk about it later. And the user experience, as I say, is very important, and DXP provides us a lot of feature about user experience. New JavaScript framework, Bootstrap 3, and other good things, and other tools. And we have also Elastic, which is a very great tool. Okay. As I say, we have a lot of concurrent customers. We have a lot of concurrent users. So we need to implement a very fast and good permission system. And using Liferay, we don't need to implement a custom solution. We just have to use what the framework provides us. For example, for each dossier, we create a specific scope, a specific group, like a site. And using the Liferay standard mechanism, we can involve other persons by membership into this dossier and provide specific roles to view some content in this group. So to repeat, we create a group for each dossier. In this group, the user can put its documents, its information, and we use the standard Liferay membership system to involve other users in this dossier. We have 300,000 dossiers. Talking about talking about tools, we have the Gogo Shell. Maybe you already know, Gogo Shell is a very amazing tool that allows me to connect directly to the OSGi framework and install applications, start, stop bundles. It helped me to understand if there are some unresolved dependencies. It's a very amazing tool. And another tool that Liferay provides us is the Blade. Blade is another tool provided by Liferay. It allows us to create very quickly an Liferay workspace. You have just to type Blade init, and it's create automatically all your Liferay workspace for developers. It allows you to run deploy command, which build and deploy in your local application server the bundles. And I can use Blade also to run Gogo Shell command. And Blade is a command, so I can create script and use it however I want. And it makes also coffee. Or developers, they really enjoyed using this tool. They have a lot of fun, and they implemented, for example, this is a simple example of a component, a bundle, that they install, and they run a simple command, blade sh coffee, to run something to the server side. How we use it? How we use Blade and Gogo Shell? We use it, for example, to load sample data, load application data. For example, one developer has to start to work into this project. They need to populate all database information. And we implemented a simple Gogo Shell command, which simply run, maybe I can show you. This is the Gogo Shell. I can see all the installed bundle, and we created a bundle who implement a new command, for example, load data. They asked me, which data do you want to load into the current system? I say, I want to load all the rows. Done. It's very easy. Let's start to populate all the information, or load data all. And it starts to work a lot to populate our database. Now it starts to creating all the database with all the Italian banks. Okay. We can also use Gogo Shell to clear the cache. manual caching validation or run some specific diagnostic command to understand how is the state of the current installation. Okay, here is the same example to load sample data. Okay, we talk about some feature that we use it to in Liferay DXP. We have also in Liferay, in general in Liferay we have a very huge code base because the learning things is the learn is the most important thing in Liferay 7. In Liferay 6.2 we are already using the Liferay source code to learn to understand which is the best pattern to implement some features. It's something that we teach to our new guys. Don't try to invent a new pattern. Don't try to invent something new. You have just to look inside the Liferay code, and it's very probably that you find what you need. And using Liferay 7 or DXP is make more easy because the amount of code that we can reuse is very, very bigger than before. How, for example, Liferay implements the blocks. We don't have any more strat section, but they implement the render command or the other feature that we can just copy and reuse exactly to the same way. Okay, we can understand how to implement MVC pattern or OSGi pattern. Now, using Liferay DXP, we can implement our custom tag lib without implement an extension plugin. We can understand how to implement a command and provide a new fashion experience. And there are new features that we can implement using Liferay DXP. For example, something that I cannot do with Liferay 6.2 is implement a bundle which extend another bundle. A bundle which extend another custom bundle. This is a completely new feature. It was very difficult to do it with the Liferay 6.2. We implemented also automatic test. We have new features like front-end combo loading, asynchronous model definition for JavaScript, and we have also a lot of free marker that we can use to implement the front end of our application. As I said, the training is right now a good part, a good thing of this project, an important thing. When we started with the beta version, we didn't have a lot of documentation. Maybe you already know this portal, it's very important. It's the Liferay Developer Network, dev.liferay.com. There is a lot of material, a lot of documentation, how to implement a Liferay bundle, how to create your solution, how to use the framework features, how to implement, for example, a workflow or some others. And for junior developer, what we say is now you have a good documentation online, and now you have also a good code base where just copy and paste the way to implement the things. And the same thing also for seniors developers. They have to understand how OSGi can help us to solve some problems. OSGi, so I'm talking about modularity. In Liferay 6.2, we used to create a single plugin, for example, imported plugin, where there are, inside this plugin, there are a lot of features, a lot of code, Java code, and also front-end code, all inside the same plugins. Now, using Liferay DXP, or Liferay 7, with the new OSGi framework, our application is split in multiple different bundles. And this is a good thing, because we can change our release process, because we can also just, for example, update the front-end part or replace completely the front-end of our custom application without touch anything of the Java and the backend code. The OSGi framework provides us also a good dependency system. So I can have more bundles, more components in my OSGi framework, and I can update just what I need. So also the delivery has been changing. We can deliver, update just a single bundle, or we can update a set of functionality. For example, we are working still now to use Liferay LPCAPG system. It's a package system which gets together a lot of functionality, a lot of bundle, a lot of jar in the same package, and we can install all this functionality together. So how we create a more easy path to implement our final solution? We change also our project implementation or project weight. For example, we split our team between front-end guys, senior developers, and junior developers. The front-end created the mock-up, the front-end component that are used to the junior developer. The same thing for the senior, who is take care to implement the more complex OSGi components that the developer can use very easily. This is the way what we create a very easy path to implement the project, especially for a junior developer, that they have to learn a lot of new things. Another good feature, come back to features, is Senna.js. Senna.js, I don't know if you already know, is a very amazing framework for page transitions. It let me to move between the portal page without do a full refresh of the page. Here, this is an example. As you can see here, the user is using an application in the portal. Maybe. Okay. That's wrong. Okay. And the portal will never refresh the page. It's all done by Ajax. This is an core, and this is an out-of-box Liferay feature. We don't have to implement strange things to make it work. Okay, this is an example how we use Senna.js. Our front-end guys have implemented a custom uploader component. The problem was that some users don't have a very good bandwidth. So how to provide an uploader functionality without block the user or stop the user using the application? Well, use Senna.js. We create a component, Senna and Metal.js, where the user can start to upload a document, and in the meanwhile, he can go on and work with the application. And in the same time, the uploader continue to go on till it's finished. This is a small video how we implement this uploader. This is the uploader component. We just drag and drop our file in the component, and it starts to upload the file with a slow bandwidth, with a slow upload scenario. And in the meanwhile, the file is uploaded, the user can go on in the procedure and upload all other files and use the portal. Okay, our front-end guys did very enjoying using this new feature of Liferay DXP. And we created a marketplace component called SPA transition, which make an animation between the pages. This is an example. This is something, for example, that this kind of customer very require to make very comfortable for users understand that they are using the same application without page refresh and without miss the context. Okay, as I already showed. So using Liferay DXP, we have a lot of new features from front-end side to the back-end side for developers, especially for OSGi framework. But we have also a lot of new stuff for our system administration. Now we have Java 8. With Java 8, we don't have anymore the PIRM sites, but we have the meta space instead. And we have also a new garbage collector that we can use, that the platform provides us. And we have also Elasticsearch. I don't know if you already know Elastic, but in Liferay DXP, the default search engine now is Elastic instead of an embedded Lucene. For developer environment, you can use the embedded Elasticsearch inside your portal. But for production, you have to install a specific instance of Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch is very nice. It provides you a lot of new tools like Kibana or Marvel. So if you have some trouble with your index, you can just use this tool with a very nice interface, very useful to understand what don't work, to make some troubleshootings, and you can also monitoring the index usage and something like that. This is very nice. So this is our experience about Liferay DXP. There are a lot of things that are changed, especially for developer. But you don't have to scare about it, because you have a lot of new features. And now the portal is the good source where to find the good pattern to implement something. You have a lot of out-of-box portrait or application, like blogs, forum, and other. And you have just to look the source and copy and paste what you need. And that is the way that you use to find the good pattern to implement your custom solution. And okay, there are new things also for front-end guys and also for system administrator. That's all. If you have some question, or here.
Thank you very much, Fabio. And before you go, already in the corner, people moving. Any questions from the audience? Wow, okay, that's far away.
Hello. You mentioned that the bank already had the 6.2 installation of Enterprise Liferay. Why was it decided to start the project from scratch and not migrate to a newer version?
For this project, for the Bank of Italy, this is a new project. Now they don't have an interface for the citizen to create an issue for arbitrary dispute resolution. Now they are using email or paper forms or manually. So this is the reason, because this is a new project. And now all the back office stuff are implemented in SharePoint. And for the next year, we are going to replace SharePoint to provide a best user experience also for the backend guys.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Oh, we usually, okay, yeah. Who was first? There was someone here with a, yeah, thank you. Thank you for pointing out.
Thank you. I have two questions. First is, About your demonstration about the uploading files and this, single-page application. First of all, did you use any of Liferay components, like Liferay taglibs and something like this? Because I think you said that your senior developers developed some visual components for the regular developers to use. And the other question is, how did you store those files that were uploaded? How did you store those files that were uploaded through your single-page application?
Okay.
I mean, before the form was submitted, of course.
Before the form, okay. If I understand. Okay, for the first question, we used a lot of Liferay features, like the permission system, or for example, the uploader. The Google Shell uploader is just to use the standard Liferay uploader system, for example, for the roles or the users. So we use a lot of Liferay feature, and now it's more easy because using OSGi, I just to ask a requirement, a dependency with this package. And for the uploader, we implemented a new component using Metal.js. I don't know if you already know. It's a new JavaScript framework. And we use Metal.js and also Senna.js to create a completely new component. Okay. And on the other hand, this feature, for example, to move between the pages without the full page refresh, this is a standard behavior. We don't have to implement nothing to have this one. Okay.
Okay. Final question from this gentleman.
Hi. I'm running 6.2 for a year now, and I'm planning to migrate to 7. The question is the product mature enough? Did you face a lot of bugs? Did you contact a lot of Liferay support? How's the experience for you?
Okay. We started the project with a Liferay beta version. So it was very hard in the first part of the project. But now with DXP, the portal is more stable than Community Edition. I think that now we are to fix bug 7, and they fix a lot of things. So we had some trouble during the last spring and the last summer in the first phase of the project. Now with the DXP version and the last fixed bug is very more stable. Now we don't have open issue about the portal, for example. And for DXP, since we have an enterprise edition, we can open tickets, and we have opened just one ticket in the last 3-4 months. So the DXP version is very stable compared to the first Community Edition. This is our experience. I don't know if the last Community Edition is stable too. Maybe yes. But our experience was starting from beta version Community Edition and then move to the DXP version. And we found the DXP version a very stable version.